Hi. So we're the 10th group working on Quizit. It's an adaptive learning and assessment tool for students. We wish to provide a competitive learning environment where the users can see where they stand in the crowd. And the adaptiveness here is via questions which are arranged dynamically based on the user and peer performances. Our system is divided in three primary modules. The first one is a learning module where all the questions will be untimed and they'll be adaptive based on the user performance and their preferences. The next module is a test module, which is like a rapid fire round. This will be updated on a weekly basis and it'll have five questions, which will be same for all the users, and it'll be accessible to all the users for a day. And the last module is an assessment module where the user can see their progress and compare the performances with other users. And here we can suggest some topics where the users might improve upon. Our system is partly inspired from the lead code model, which contains weekly challenges where users can assess how far they have come in coding, and it also has it also has a list of questions where user can practice different coding challenges. And our primary motivation was to provide the users of some sort of freedom to learn at their own pace, as well as encourage competition among themselves. So our system strives to balance these two tasks without compromising on either one of them. We have two models. One is content model, which where the questions are clustered by their topic dependencies, and each question is weighed by the given formula. It takes into consideration the overall incorrect response rate from all users and the average time taken by all the users. And the other model is a user model where the users are weighed based on their knowledge gain, which takes the weight of question and the number of times the user has answered it correctly. And the user model also contains scores obtained in the rapid fire quizzes, which we can use to find similar users or visualize their progress. This is the basic flow of our system. The user would sign up and select some topics in which he's comfortable, and from then on, our system would take up and update the user's weight and the question's weight and provide next question and uh, update the question queue dynamically at each step. This is how our system basically looks, and this is the sign up module where the user can give their details and select some topics in which they're comfortable at. Once the topics are selected, our the topics graph will then update the uh, suggested topics based on how user performs in each of them. And since it's a connected graph, it ensures that all the topics are covered and the users get to cover the entire question set over time. Once a user signs up, they'll face some three or four questions from the selected topics, and based on their responses, we'll adjust their weight and how their proficiency is in these topics. The bands you see above the questions are determine whether the question is supposed to be an easy level question or a moderate or a difficult question. After a certain amount of time and after he has practiced some questions, the user model will then be updated after each step, and we'll uh, let the user explore other topics and provide some questions from those different topics which are connected to the current topics of the user. This is the rapid fire quiz where the user gets to see all the questions at once and they can choose which they want to solve first, but they'll have around 15 minutes to solve all the questions. Our topic dependency graph helps in giving a sense of learning curve to the users. and it makes sure that all the topics are covered by these users. By weighing the question, we make sure that not all easy questions are considered as equally easy, or not all difficult questions are considered as equally difficult. And that, along with the knowledge gain, helps us to provide suitable questions to the users so that they don't face any question which is not of their level until they have reached that level. And to ensure that our system doesn't become too regulative, we have introduced some pseudo randomness at each step. Our system has been provided to a few students of ASU, so that we could gather their data and create work on the visualizations. And the students would also be evaluating the system and how they are facing the questions, and whether the queue that is formed adaptively is appropriate or not. And so far, the candidates have found it to be uh, fair, and most of them have asked for a visualization so that they could see the progress, which we are currently working on. Within the next 2 days, our primary task would be to improve the aesthetics and implement the visualization based on the data generated by these candidates. In future, we could compare our system performance by uh, using an existing model such as BKT model, and we could create a module where students could be recommended different mentors, which are and they can then collaborate and work on different topics which they find tough.